What's going on, Jeromes? We are back. Happy Thirsty Thursday out there, everyone, everywhere. To those who celebrate, it is the Daily Jeromes live stream, 11 a.m. Central Time, Monday through Thursday. Taking tomorrow off because we're headed to an undisclosed location. Of course, when that happens, news breaks. Thank you for coming along. Make us part of your day. We're here for an hour, but really 45 minutes, but really probably half an hour. Talking Vikings, got some Q&A, got a lot of fun stuff. So thank you very much for coming along. So let's hear. Got Vikings, Seahawks. Preview video for tomorrow is uploading right now. For the hot dish, I think I'm just going to do salmon. Yeah. I know it's kind of boring, but I feel like people don't cook fish well. So we'll get into all, and we're gonna make crispy skin salmon. It's great, as well as for salmon. If all right, so if you have fresh salmon, you have to cook all the way through, right? So so that's the thing about salmon, is that if it's fresh, you don't want to use it for sushi. You don't want to cook it medium rare, because then you could get some of the larvae. You could get all of that not great stuff. But if you freeze it, then all of a sudden, all that bacteria, all that larvae, all the potential no bueno stuff, that goes away. Then, of course, you can slice it up for sushi, or you can cook it medium rare, which we're going to do. So we're just going to make some crispy skin salmon. Very simple, easy peasy. It's going to be a lot of fun. So thank you very much for coming along on the channel. We got some Q&A, add-on question. Who is going to be the MVP of Sunday Night Football? I think it's going to be Justin Jefferson. I do. I think that Triple J, Justin Jerome Jefferson, is going to bust out and have himself a Randy Moss adjacent type game. Like, we're talking 10 catches for $163 and 3 touchdowns on 11 targets. Woo! Tearing things up. I love it, man. It's going to be great. All right, so let's get into this. LM, back in 2017, Dejo was the heart of the defense. He laid people out on D, followed suit. When Michael Thomas cheap shot him and took him out of the game, no flag either. Yes, Minneapolis Miracle game. Team's mentality changed. Do you think there's a player like that on the team right now? My vote is Justin Jefferson. There isn't really a tone setter on the back end of that defense anymore, which is unfortunate. Like, not a Loka. I mean, I guess it's still Harrison, but yeah, you're right. Sendejo was just bringing that edge, making football violent again. I'm kind of bummed that they let Sendejo go. MVP of Sunday Night Football is going to be Captain Kirk. Wouldn't that be some ish? Just Kirk comes in. And also, we're doing a video tomorrow about summoning Angry Kirk, and all it is just going to be us talking like shit about Kirk for 8 minutes. It's gonna be great. Daniil Hunter is my dad. We should be concerned that Kendricks didn't practice yesterday. I know they take practice on Wednesday a little easier, but they need him out there so bad. That is a good point. Practice. They ain't practicing yet, but yeah, Thursday, Friday, much more important. So we'll see. Also, Dalvin, Jerome, Ezekiel, Balthazar, Goliath, Cook, led Dalvin Cook. Jerome Jabroni, you hear about Zimmer's girlfriend? She's way out of his league. Yes, and also we don't care. Brett Vuvuzelas, the MVP of Sunday Night Football will either be Dalvin Cook or Justin Jefferson. In all likelihood, yes. But watch it be something stupid. Like Chad Beebe just goes off. The Beebs. Gets everything done, and then he leaves with an injury. Tyler, Eric Kendricks, 14 tackles, half a sack, 1 pick, 3 passes defended. I would love to see that too. Kendricks picked off Wilson in the 2018. Oh. VFR 2018 Seahawks Vikings. So this will piss you off. All right, so see, this week 14 Monday Night Football, Vikings at Seahawks. They end up dropping one, 21-7. Vikings were 6-5-1 heading into this game. This is the final game of John DeFilippo. So I forgot they had Seabass as their kicker. That's hilarious. All right, so here's the stat line that they held Russell Wilson to. 10-20 for 72 yards, 1 pick, 2 sacks, 37.9 quarterback rating. Remember, QB rating for just throwing it straight in the dirt, I believe, is 39.6 or 36.9. It's one of the two. Doesn't matter. Either way, he was god awful. Also, he was pressured 18 times that game, and the Vikings still lost by 14. How is that possible? Yeah, Chris Carson had 90 and a touchdown, sure, but just an absolute anemic and uncreative offense, and this is why John DeFilippo got fired. He just straight up was. Oh, Stephon Diggs. Memories. Oh, Conklin got loose. Sure. Oh, yeah, the Aldrick Robinson Bowl. Aldrick Robinson caught 5 touchdowns in 2018. Just no big deal. Next up is Minnesota Sports Grief. We need If I Die, I Die, Kirk. That's not Net Football. Let's go. Yeah, he does need to go full Rocky 4. It's like, whatever. You gotta take a hit to give a hit. I don't know why my Stallone sounds like Tony Danza, but it's okay. Only Charlie. Continuation from yesterday's live stream comment about how I'm the only Vikings fan in the Seahawks household. I lived in Minnesota for 3 years, South St. Paul. Fell in love with the Vikings. Had to move to Seattle back in 2014. My dad got married, and the new family consists of 9 people. They're all diehard Seahawks fans. It gets rough every time the Vikings lose to Seattle. But also, MVP of the game will be Kirk for sure. Yeah, I'm rooting for you, Charlie. I mean, if the Vikings want to win just for Charlie, that would be great. I mean, there's a myriad of reasons why the Vikings should win, but bring Charlie some happiness. And it's like, you need to just slather on the ish talking because it's been rough. So, let's see. So 2014, oh, man. So he had the original 38-7 during the regular season 2015. Seahawks came in. I believe that was a game that Chris Carson, broke his leg. Yeah, they beat the Vikings at TCF State, the bank, at 38-7. And, then, of course, Shank at the bank. That was in the playoffs that year. And then 18, 19, 20 loss. Well, not 20. Freudian slip. Hey, live stream. Let us know where you're watching from. We'll give a couple shout outs. Always the best part of the day. I'm going to do that. Zach Ballas, I just realized that Harrison earned his nickname last week. Well, also, you saw Harrison does something weird. Well, he does 2 things weird, where Harrison likes to hit receivers with the back of his shoulder. Lots of safeties will hit with the shoulder, of course, but Harrison, for some reason, likes to hit with the back of his scapula, where he will lean down and try to hit him with the back of his back. And don't get me wrong, it's extremely effective, but this time it didn't work out because Akins lowered his head and initiated contact. By the way, they should suspend Akins, but Harrison. So he does that. Also, Harrison, especially in run defense when he's up in the box, he will just throw his arm and whack the running back or the ball carrier across the thigh pads, and then they go down. It's the damnedest thing. Those are 2 Harrison Smith's 2 signature tackles where he'll hit them with he'll try and rotate and hit him with the small of his back, or he'll just whack them across and clothesline their nuts. It's awesome. Stu's D. How do you mentally deal with the part of the fan base whom football is the only emotional outlet they utilize? It's the only emotional outlet. I don't know. I mean, sports are good because it itches that part of the brain that deep down in our DNA through our ancestors that we need, because we do need an us versus them survival, tribalism. It's why our ancestors were able to live and survive and pass down their genes and DNA. So that's still in the brain, right? And you do see it manifest in politics and also stuff like that. But if you can channel it into something that's as harmless as sports ball, even though, some people certainly take sports ball too far, as you see in the comment section. Oh, man. All right. Oh, man. All right. So we just posted one where it's just oh, boy, it's a little bit too far. Where I am all for talking ish about an opposing fan base, but yeah, tragedy. All right, so here it is. I think this guy's a Seahawks fan. Well, he sucks at. There's on a video of Kirk Cousins, one of the best play action quarterbacks in the league, which he is. He sucks at everything else. Doesn't have any pocket awareness and folds under pressure like a Minnesota bridge during rush hour. That's a little bit too soon. It's why. So the Saints rivalry, and some Vikings fans, of course, made Hurricane Katrina jokes. I think that's a little bit too far. Anytime that it's an actual tragedy, nah, just take. And also, if you're so uncreative that you can't come up with creative shit talking without bringing up just a horrible, horrific tragedy, then you need a new line of work, man. Yeah, but yeah, obviously some people do take it too far, but overall, it's I don't care. Yeah, I always caution people, stay Don't get too high, don't get too low. It's never as good as it seems. It's never as bad as it seems. One of those spots, even though, of course, we do like playing up the bombasticness a little bit, where, we try to be as authentic as possible, and generally, well, not generally, like 99% of the time, like I agree with the takes that we're spitting out, but also, especially when we're talking about the rah-rah, sis, boom, bah, purple shade stuff, we put the thumb down on the scale just a little bit more, just ramping things up, where, I don't know, it's almost like we're becoming Vike Flair, but that's okay too. That's fine. But yeah, promise you this, we'll never just like have a hot take just to have a hot take. That's not us. All right, so shout outs. Let's see here. Preacher Paul checking in from Jamestown, North Dakota. Hauling it for all y'all. What is up? Let's see what else here. Mano Jiska Skull from Land of Skulls. Purple Rain Skull from Wausau, Wisconsin. JT Adams Skull from Lindstrom, Minnesota. I should know where that is, shouldn't I? Let's look that up. We're going to look up JT's house. Oh, isn't that just north of the cities? Oh, yeah, it's up in Chisago, which is always just... I like that area. All right, let's see here. Skull from Atlanta. Taft Meredith, what up? Oh, Atlanta next week. That's going to be fun. Eric Hansen Skull from Arlington in Greater Minnesota. What's going on? Eric Gutierrez Skull from Miami. Mami. I love my. I wish the Vikings were playing the Dolphins this year, because we would make up a mean Cuban sandwich. Let's go. Let's see here. I love Cuban sandwiches. Skull from Cali. What's going on? Luke Gillette Skull from Iowa. Land of 10 million cornfields. Hey, need that corn. For what? I don't know, but we need it. Let's see here. Nicholas Meyer Skull from Lake Tahoe. Jealous. Arturo Calvillo Skull from Texas, baby. What's going on? L Skull from Gus Davis. Adolphus. There you go. Thanks for coming along on the live stream. You guys are the best. All right, so next up is Muhammad. Justin Jefferson is going to have his Randy Moss versus Packers 1998 game this Sunday. I would love to see it. Just go boom. And all right, so Vikings get this win. They beat the Packers ass at Lambeau. They can go 3-13. I don't care. That's a win. Actually, no, beat the Saints on Christmas Day, 4-12. Yeah, all right. Also, so obviously we've been bitching about the Titans, rightfully so, in that they were very cavalier with their COVID protocols, both before the Vikings game and certainly after the Vikings game, if you haven't been paying attention. So they've had 24, I believe, positive tests, a mix of players and personnel staff. And also, so last week, after they had the rash of positive tests before the Steelers game got canceled, the league apparently told the Titans, hey, do not get together and practice. And what the Titans do, they got together and practice. And Tannehill was apparently leading this thing. So, and also, they just had another positive test today. So their Sunday game against the Bills could be in doubt. And the league can't bend over backwards for the Titans again, because the Bills, I believe, play on Thursday night. So they can't do that. And yeah, the Titans is a mess. It really is. And we got some flack we were pointing out. Well, the Titans outside linebackers coach, he tested positive on Saturday. And you think that maybe some people were in close contact with him, including Mike Vrabel, including defensive players. Lots of defensive players tested positive afterwards. And I thought at the time, I still continue to think that it was just a completely unnecessary risk to expose the Vikings after you knew that a lot of the Titans players were potentially exposed as well. So I say forfeit week 3. Well, the Titans don't have a first-round pick because they gave it up for Isaiah Wilson, who's an idiot. So 2022 first, 2021 second-round pick, give it to the Vikings, and then I guess we're square. Savvy? And also forfeit all the future games that because another caveat too is if Tennessee forfeits this Sunday against the Bills don't get paid. Titans players don't get paid either, but who cares about that? Bills players don't get paid. because apparently that's part of the COVID agreement. And wow, 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 wow. So Bills players missing out on a game check, which is a big chunk of money. Who's going to be the first one to tell Stephon Diggs he ain't getting paid this week? Huh? Good luck with all that. You're going to see some cryptic tweets coming out. Woo! So, yeah, the Titans effed this up bad. And they are going to get spanked by the league, and I'm all here for it because they're run by children and morons. And, again, yes, I understand COVID is generally harmless for 99.999% of the population, especially young and healthy guys. But also, there are rules here. There are rules that the league put in place, both for health and safety, both for optics. A lot of it is PR, but there are rules, and the Titans disobeyed the rules several times, and so spanked. God, I wonder what's going to be. They may strip them of their entire draft class next year, which would be biblical, because I don't think it can be financial fines or whatever. No one really cares about that. So I think it could be draft picks. I think it'll just be 1 year. I don't see them taking away multiple years. But man, what if it's like something like their salary cap is reduced and the teams that they wronged, their salary, it's dispersed amongst them. So league-wide, the cap remains the same, which will make the NFLPA happy, but then the Titans just get spanked. Oh, man, I would love it. I'm all here for it. That's great. Let's go. All right, so it's here. MD Skull from Rochester, Minnesota, Med City representing. Megan Butts Skull from Gainesville, Florida. Gator Chop. Gator. No, I just combined like 17 different things. Nathan Johnson Skull from Mid Iowa. What is going on? All right, next up is Vikes Highlights HD. Who do you think is going to show out the most on Sunday? Offense and defense. Offense. I think it is going to be Justin Jefferson show. I just really do, because I think Shaquem Griffin is going to be on Thielen. So Trey Flowers, Quentin Dunbar. Man, Jefferson is just going to rob Quentin Dunbar. He's just going to completely jack him, and it's going to be great. Defense-wise, I think Cameron Tiny Dancer on DK could have a great game. Also, so Afadi got home last year for a sack. Yannick has 4 sacks on the season, has a sack in 3 straight games. I think he might get home as well. So just like one Yannick strip sack could completely flip this game. It's going to be great. Cefe Sailor, who is the best corner on the Vikings? Also favorite meme. Best corner on the Vikings right now is probably Cameron Dancer. Actually, pretty easily Cameron Dancer. Also favorite meme. Man, it's tough. So let's see here. Let's look up a couple of these. All right, so all right, so I really like the roll safe one. It's always a good one. Can't lose to a team with a winning record if it's the first game of the season. Kirk Cousins, thinking. Also, I like the Eric shooting Hannibal one. Let's see. Do we have one of those? Because we just did one. Nah. Yeah, I feel like this one's great all the time, and also very applicable for the Vikings, especially the way that Mike Zimmer doesn't take responsibility. Because we put one, I was like, so the Vikings shoot and it's like, the Vikings defense gives up 5,000 yards and 50 points, and the offense scores 30 points. Why is Kirk Cousins so bad? Although week 2 they would have a point. So there you go. Next up is Minnesota Sports Grief. Kyle Rudolph will have himself a game. So Rudy will have 2 catches for 1 yard and 2 touchdowns, because that's how he rolls nowadays. That's how he sort of always rolled. I could be wrong. I don't think he's even had a 600-yard season. Let's see. PFR. Okay. Okay, come on, guy. Oh, no, I was wrong. 840 in 2016. Oh, yeah, Bradford. Slinging Sammy Bradford. He's Pro Bowl MVP that year when he had 9 touchdowns. Sweet. I wish there were... sometime we'll look up Kyle Rudolph's career yards after catch. All right, so he's been in the league since 2011. Do you think his career yards after catch will be less than Justin Jefferson's ends up being? I think it might. So 1 year Justin Jefferson yards after catch versus Kyle Rudolph. So that'd be 10 years. Man, that'd be a good prop bet. Evan Cascanaway. Do you think if Bradford was here for a playoff run and playing the NFC Championship, we would have won one Super Bowl? Because early in the first game, he was playing lights out and helped us beat the Saints. It's a good question. So Slinging Sammy Bradford was just lights out that 2017 Week 1 Sunday night. I believe it's Sunday Night Football. Or it's a Monday night. I guess it really doesn't matter. Against the Saints. Yeah, he dropping, honestly, some of the best throws I've ever seen a Vikings quarterback make. Just in traffic, spot on, like hitting a postage stamp in coverage. It's great. And then he went down with that knee. Case Keenum, 8 straight wins, magic carpet ride. But I do wonder also how great would that storyline have been. So Sam Bradford returns to Philadelphia, because remember they had traded him before the 2016 season after Teddy's leg fell off. But also it really was the Zimmer defense that let things down in 38-7. And then the offense sort of unraveled after that opening drive. I mean, it's hard to say. Andy Shung. Who would you trust to kick a 55-yard field goal to save you being tackled by Linval Joseph and Michael Pierce? Cody Parkey, Blair Walsh. Also, Dan Bailey, MVP, calling it. I would pick Parkey because he's in the league and he got himself unscrewed. Because, Chicago really screwed it up with Cody Parkey because obviously the kid had talent. Also, Dan Bailey, MVP, calling it. Well, he's missed one in 2 straight games. Better get his head out of his ass. But, man, say he dings in a 57-yarder to win the game into the wind. Sexy time. Next up is Evan Cascanaway. In your opinion, will Adam Thielen play Sunday night? Yeah, I don't see why he's not in the injury report. If not, who the Vikings need to help Justin Dalvin out? Did I miss something? No, Thielen's playing. The hell are we talking about? Next up is, let's see here. 7-7, Acosta score from Virginia. From VA via West St. Paul, what up? Dominic Reyes, score from Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma. Jason Warlick, score from SoCal, what's up? Peter Kopp, score from Providence, Red Island. What's going on? Mike Astela, score from Ottawa. Pulford Skull from Nashville. What up? You guys are the best. All right, next up. Andy Skull, who do you think would take over if Kirk got hurt? It'd be Mannion. And I would not be happy. Andy Skull, will Snacks Harrison be playing Sunday night? It's likely that they will call him up, even though he's been there for a couple days, getting in on the practice squad. And with practice squad flex, maybe they'll put him on the 53. Maybe they'll just flex him up for a game. It's fine. Charlie, have you ever even liked Zimmer? He doesn't seem like a coach that can get a team to the big dance. Now, I do like Zimmer. I do like his personality. Well, there's parts of his personality that are grating, like calling out injured players, always sort of throwing other people under the bus when things go wrong. Certainly not shying away from taking credit. Actually, I don't like his personality. Not just kidding. I like his old school toughness. I like that he very clearly loves and cares for his players. He does wear his heart on his sleeve. I like that he is blunt at times. I think that he is misguided calling out players in the media because he's trying to be Bill Parcells where he's not. I think that he is a great defensive mind. I still question about some of his soft skills of being a head coach where you are the CEO of the entire team, where your job is to get your team ready and motivated to play, managing the clock in game, managing unique game scenarios. Again, if he was the Vikings defense coordinator, awesome. all in. But yeah, it's kind of a love dislike a relationship with them. Vikes highlights HD, and also I think that's where a lot of Vikings fans are. Vikes highlight HD. Who do you think will end the season with more yards? Cook, Kamara, Jones, or Elliott? Dalvin. Dalvin's going for 2K from scrimmage, baby. JT Adams. Who will win the Vikings team MVP over the next 3 seasons? Yannick Ngakoue. Extend Yannick. Do that, especially with the future of Daniil up in there. Yeah, Yannick is freaking talented, man. Or just Dalvin Cook. Trey Billmeyer. Do you hunt near where you grew up? That's some good hunting there. So I grew up in southeast Minnesota. I generally hunt around the Twin Cities metro. We have a couple of private land agreements. Plus we check out some public land. It's good. I haven't made it back down south yet, but I should. And yeah, you're correct. It is some really good land down there. Robert Barweiler, if you could improve and replace just one starter through a trade, what position would you choose? Right guard? Zach Martin? J Diaz 3399, Russell Wilson. How dare you? Minnesota Sports Grief. If you and producer want to make some coin, find an entrepreneur. Find a way to entrepreneur some Justin Jefferson hands glasses. It's actually a really good idea. Sam K. MVP could also be Harrison Smith. He goes crazy on the field and ball hawks 3 picks. He gets kicked off the field for being a bad man. Andy Skull. Kirk for Haskins. No. Ben Kornick. Before the draft, would you have taken Justin Jefferson or Lamb, and why? Also, now, even though it's obvious, who would you choose and why? So specifically for the Vikings, I would pick Jefferson because I was not really that big of a CD Lamb fan. I wasn't. And when Lamb was falling into the teens before the Cowboys took him, there were a lot of Vikings fans who were like, trade up for Lamb, trade up for Lamb. I was like, because I'm still a big Jalen Reagor guy. And no, he's not a bust because he's injured and it's been 4 games now. So I'm not ready to declare that. But yeah, I mean, Jefferson, again, I like Jefferson for like a neutral team. He's pretty high on the big board, but specifically for the Vikings, I initially had cause for pause on Jefferson because I thought he could be a slot-only guy. That seems to be unfounded, and as well as I said he had a lot of skill overlap with Adam Thielen, but then I realized, you can have 2 Adam Thielens. Like, what's so wrong with that? So I'm very happy to admit that I was wrong initially on Jefferson. But then as soon as I took Jefferson and then I dug some more, and then we watched him at camp, I was in. So even when I'm wrong, I'm right. Nailed it. Jason Warlick, best Vikings uniforms of all time. All right, so let's see here. McDaniel. I should probably just save this picture. All right, so that's the one we always go to for the home uniforms. Look at that. Well, you could do the gray helmets, the gray face masks. I wouldn't be mad at you. As well as... All right, so there... Man, it's going to be hard to find that one. So there was a Thielen Diggs like jersey swap that someone put out on like Instagram. Actually, the Vikings Color Rush jerseys are pretty damn good. I think that they're probably the second best in the league. I would put the Bengals at 1. But yeah, the Vikings Color Rush jerseys are great. These throwbacks are good too, again, with the gray face masks. Let's see here. I don't know if we're gonna find it, but it's basically like the late '80s, early '90s Vikings. Vikings Road '80s jerseys. Yeah, it's pretty close to this. All right. Yeah, we like you that one. All right, next up. Vikings Highlights HD. You should Google Earth San Bernardino, California. It's where Alexander Madison grew up, and it's where I'm growing up. Are you Alexander Madison's younger brother? Because that'd be awesome. Or younger sibling, sister, whatever. See here. San Bernardino. Riverside, mother. All right, so San Bernardino. You over in the Inland Empire? What's up? Oh, I forgot there's a casino over there. And when we do Google Earth, we always like looking for the football fields. So where you at? Man, you forget how dry LA is. It's almost like it's a desert that has to have water pumped into it via canals. Almost. I love LA. It's just really unfortunate. I mean, because the people in LA are awesome. The weather's great too, but I mean, there's just a lot of problems with the city, and a lot of its policy, big homeless population issue. I mean, those people need help, and just letting them do whatever they want to do that isn't necessarily helping them. All right. Oh, I'm guessing this used to be a field, but what happened? Oh, Serrano Middle School. Yeah, the Serrano. I'm gonna guess their mascot is the Wildcats. Let's get crazy. Nah, don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole. Also, I'm of two minds. So I like the suburbs. I like subdivisions, but it does bug me when every single house looks exactly the same. And also, you'll see under certain when you go into certain neighborhoods, like a lot of the houses will be the same frame and style. I don't like that you can go into your neighbor's house and know exactly where the bathroom is. Like, I don't like that. But, again, it is what it is. All right, next up. I do like terracotta tile, though. Yeah. No. All right, next up. Muhammad. The NFL gave Yannick another sack, so that's 4 on season. Do you think he's getting expensive? If so, should they extend him around the bye week? Well, he's going to be expensive anyway. It is cool the Vikings do have the option to franchise tag him. I'm not sure, since he redid his franchise tag, I don't know if that necessarily counts as the first year as a franchise tag because it wasn't full freight. So I think the Vikings could get him franchise tag, but without the 20% mandatory raise. So that would obviously be awesome. All right, so next up is Archangel 01. Do you hunt waterfowl? I guess pheasants aren't waterfowl. I have hunted pheasants before. I haven't hunted duck or anything like that. Also, I didn't know that there is a sandhill crane season in Minnesota, because I actually saw. So was it 2 or 3 weeks ago? Somewhere in there, we went to a waterfowl protection area, management area, and I saw my first sandhill crane, and it was awesome. This is a giant, big, freaky bird, with giant red meat all over the place, and it's just like, obviously, I don't think the season's on right now, but it's kind of cool. Richard Olson. If you were to pick one or the other in the following 3 scenarios, which would you pick to add to our current roster? All players are available to best running back or best wide receiver ever? Wide receiver, Randy Moss. Randy Moss with Adam Thielen, Justin Jefferson. Come on, son. Best cornerback ever, best linebacker ever. Cornerback, pretty easily. So I guess it'd be Revis. Revis or Dion? Yeah, I'll take that. Best interior defensive lineman or best guard ever? That's tough. So either you get John Randall or you get, I don't know, like John Hanna, Hutch, Randall McDaniel, Mick Tinglehoff, even though Mick Tinglehoff is like 240 pounds. Or you get, I'll take interior defensive lineman. Actually, now I'll go guard. Please name a person for each one selected. There you go. Brett Vuvuzelos. Can we sign Snacks off the Seattle practice squad? That would be hilarious. Ben Kornick. You should look at rookie power rankings. It's a joke. We'll do it some other time. Billy Long, not Drew Samia. Hey, you never know, man. He could only give up 2 pressures and a sack. Eric Hansen. It's going to be a toss-up between Kirk, Justin Jefferson, pun intended. Every season, there seems to be one standout game that goes down as that season's shootout game. What are the chances that game becomes that? Very high. Very high, given the fact that both, I believe, so Seattle's dead last in terms of passing yards allowed. Vikings, I think, are 30th. So yeah, you're gonna be chucking and ducking all over the place. What non-Vikings games have the chance at that title? Oh gosh, I don't know. I'd have to look at the schedule. But the way that they've relaxed the rules, like there's a reason why everyone's on pace for smashing records. So Russ is on pace for 64 touchdown passes. Dak is on pace for like 6,500 passing yards. Quarterback ratings are the highest they've ever been in NFL history. That's because the NFL is juicing the game. Right? They're going full 98 Major League Baseball on the bit. And I'm not mad at it, to be honest. Zach Ballas, Kirk Cousins. Are you concerned about Dan Bailey? Yeah, he's missed a kick in 2 straight games. The guy gets his head off his ass. Maybe Vikings need to trade a 5th-round pick for Corey Vedvik again. Where the hell is he? He was on Carolina for a hot second. Oh, he's currently a free agent. The kicker punter who could not kick nor punt. 0 up has Justin Jefferson. Damn straight. Giggity goo. Tell my brother Tayton he needs to stop being a Packer fan and join the Skull Nation. Stop being a douche, Tayton. Seth V. Herman. Should the Vikings go after Dwayne Haskins? No. So Dwayne was bad. Also, I did not like him in the draft process at all. I thought that he was greatly supported by his supporting cast at Ohio State. I didn't think that he had the accuracy. I don't think that he throws with anticipation. I just don't think that he is a starting caliber NFL quarterback. I just don't. Maybe some no. MVP is going to be Dalvin. Yeah. Bring it. Nicholas White student. MVP is Sunday. Cook or Jefferson for the Vikings. Skull. Wilson for the Seahawks. Boo. Well, they don't have anyone else. They're just really dumb. Although Chris Carson's damn good. And also, unfortunately, he looks healthy as a horse. Sam K. Thielen for MVP of Sunday Night Football. 17 catches, 275, and 3 touchdowns. Those also would not be records, which is hilarious. We beat the Seahawks, then play Atlanta. They get a 20-point lead. We come back and beat them just like last year against the Broncos. 3-3 at the bye with a morale jumping up or morale jumping up. Then we go to the Super Bowl, play the Bills. Deal, yeah. And the Someone's Got to Win Bowl, the Stephon Diggs Revenge Game Bowl, the Josh Allen, us talking ish and Bills Mafia just invading our channel again bowl. I love it. Perfect Skull. Another quarterback bites the dust. 15th overall draft pick. Haskins bench for Allen. If Scott McLuhan was open to trading him, would you? McLuhan's been out in Washington for like 5 years, so no. Although, I mean, if the Vikings ever got rid of Spielman, I do like the work that McLuhan did at Washington, as well as when he was on staff with Seattle and when San Francisco was actually good. Sit behind Cousins, learn for a year or two. No. And then trade a wide receiver late pick. No. Fernando Ortiz Robles, JJ. Dynamite. Skull Vikings. So reports came out Titans could receive historic punishment for violating COVID protocols. Well, if they give the Vikings a win week 3, probably not going to happen, but imagine how crazy that would be. All of a sudden, after the Seahawks win, they're 3-2. Ooh. Chase and Gelke sadly would probably be Russell Wilson. Never. Pulford Skull. It's going to be a primetime Kirk Cousins. He's going to air it out for 404 tutties and rush for 28. JJ and Thielen over 300. Cook, $150 and 2 on the ground. Wait, so Vikings going to score like 50 points. Vikings going to shoot out 48-45. Primetime Kirk Q. That is damn straight. I'm excited. Like, in terms of, primetime game, Sunday Night Football at a team who is 4-0, a team that has owned the Vikings in the previous 2 seasons, and the Vikings are 1-3. I feel really good. I feel really damn good about this game. I think Seattle, to a degree, are paper tigers. I think that that secondary can get torn up like a Kleenex at a snot party. I think that the Seattle offensive line is suspect as usual. I think Russ has benefited from playing some horrible defenses, and the Vikings are horrible, but maybe they're slightly less horrible and become a little bit more opportunistic. Again, Russell Wilson has thrown a pick to the Vikings each of the past 2 meetings, and also has had 25 pressures and 4 sacks in combined games. So the Vikings can get some sort of pass rush. Yannick, the freak, can get going. Brandon Shell, the right tackle, is the weak spot. Attack him. Dwayne Brown has a knee injury. He missed practice on Wednesday. He could be dinged up if he plays. If he misses, that is huge, because I think they would promote Jamarco Jones, who was a 5th-round pick of Ohio State. I think let's get after this. Big-time statement win, national TV, Justin Jefferson showing up and showing out and just dominating. Let's get it going. So, Minnesota Sports Grief, $2 a super chat. Will Vike Flair do the giddy if we went damn straight? Yes. So that is it. That's the live stream for the week. Again, we're taking tomorrow off because we're headed to an undisclosed location. So obviously big news will break. Thank you very much for coming along, supporting the channel. You guys are the best. Subscribe and keep up with all the videos. We got Vikings Seahawks preview video dropping tomorrow morning. Keep hope alive. Let's go. Skol.